back to the garden. It's been a little while since I've done a tour, and I'm sure y'all are interested in knowing how the garden is doing. So, here's my March garden tour. Now, I will say before we get in here, I haven't done any work in here yet to prepare for spring. My fall garden is still in place, and I'll explain some of that to you guys as we do our tour. So, let's back up and start with my trees. All right, here's my first tree. This is the starts of my backyard orchard. I'm so excited. There's only 4 right now, but you know, once you start, you can't stop. So here's my 4 trees. This first one is a bell of Georgia peach. I just pruned them. And the video should be very close to this one on the timeline. So just prune these, but yeah, there's the peach. Here is a Baldwin pear. Now this one is already got a lot of leaves on it. I hope that's not going to be detrimental. It is getting a little warm during the day now, 60s, but it's still getting a little cool at night. Hopefully it won't be a problem, but it has lots of growth and lots of leaves on it. All right, this next one, and yeah, I've been doing a little work, so there's tools and buckets and all kind of stuff out here. Y'all know my garden is a work in progress. All right, here is, this is another peach. Which one is it? An early Alberta peach. These don't have any leaves, and I was concerned at first. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And these little fuzzy buds right here, I'm not sure if they're new or not. I'm not sure if this is what the new growth looks like on a peach tree. But when I was doing my pruning, I did notice that the trees are green on the inside as I was cutting them. So that means that they're still alive. I didn't cut much on that one. Let me show you on this one. See there? See there? Still green. Still alive. She's still alive. She's still alive. Let's keep going. Over here, we've got another pear. A kefir pear. That's what this one is. Just pruned this one a little bit, and it's also still alive. Still green as well. Still alive. So, they should be waking up soon, and I'm kind of glad that it's not completely awake yet, because I think it might be a little too early. It's getting a little bud on the end too, so. Okay, that's my orchard. That's my mess that I was getting out just in case I needed it for my seed starting, but I went another direction, and I need to put that back up. I'll get to that eventually. Okay, time to go into the garden. Let's start with this hanging basket right here. I know y'all remember my my strawberry plants that I bought last year. They were in some little plastic hanging baskets. There were 2 pots full, actually. I just took them and combined them into this one. I think some of them, actually, I might have threw some of them away falsely, but it looks like the crowns were rotted, but then when I broke them, they looked good on the inside still, so I don't know, but whatever the case, I got about 3 plants here that I put in here that I'm hoping will grow back. That one clearly is doing good, but that's a crown right there, and you see that little green bit, so I'm thinking that one's gonna come back. And this one right here, I don't know. I'm not 100% confident in this one. It's not looking the best, but since I broke those other ones up and I saw that they looked alive on the inside still, and as you can see, there's something right there that's giving me the idea that this one might be okay. So I put it in there. We'll see if these 3 strawberry plants come back, and I will mulch that once I get around to it. All right, let's enter into the garden and look at these blueberries, y'all. They survived the Arctic blast. The pots didn't, as you can see. The pots got more damage from the cold than the blueberries did. I'm glad though. I'm thankful that these are alive. They're getting leaves and berries, and that's just beautiful to me, you guys. This one is doing really good. It's doing the best. But these are doing good too. I don't know about pruning these. I don't know yet, so I'm not going to. I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to let them continue to grow, and hopefully I can get these in the ground this year. There's my blueberry corner. A little bucket with some collard greens that I picked the other day. Those didn't look so good, so I put them in the bucket. I want to try to do some composting. So I got those there until I figure out what kind of composting system I'm going to set up. I always say I'm going to compost, and then I end up throwing it away. But I'm going to do it for real this time. This is where I was growing my carrots at, if you guys remember. We were growing carrots here. And actually, I didn't sow anymore. I should have. They probably would be about ready to pick now. But I think some of them are germinating and starting to grow anyway. Some of the seeds that I had put in here. Because that's a carrot right there, y'all. Amongst all these weeds, I've been finding a few carrots. So I've been trying to be very careful in picking the weeds out. Because I don't want to pick the baby carrots. Look, there goes another one. There's a lot of them sprinkled around in here that are coming up. So, yeah, it's time for us to start getting in here and getting this. See there? It's time to start getting in here and getting this taken care of, because I plan on putting potatoes here that I already have started inside the house. Well, I have a few started, and I have some that I just cut to plant. Seed potatoes, I guess is what you call it. I want to put them right here. So it's about time for me to clear this out. So what I'll try to do is work around the carrots, because there's another one. I just seen another one right here. I'll try to work around those, let them grow so we can eat them, and put the potatoes around them. So I'm gonna have to be very careful when I weed this area. But yeah, just full of weeds. Coming on around the corner is my collard greens. These first 6 are Georgia collards, and they look beautiful. Y'all, the cold came and killed the caterpillars, and these plants are thriving. Look at this one. Oh my goodness. Y'all, look at that. That is so beautiful. I bought some BT, and I will be using it next year. I'm hoping if I use it the whole year that my greens will look like this the whole season. That is just beautiful, y'all. Sorry about my shadow, but I'm trying to look at this. This is gorgeous. Oh. So anyway, I got 6 Georgia collards. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. This one right here is the 6th one. Yeah, and at first I couldn't tell the difference between the Georgia collards and the Morris cabbage heading collards, which are the ones that are back here. But now I know. The Georgia collards are so much bigger. The leaves are so much bigger. The heading part, the heads in the middle, I don't see that much of a difference in the Morris heading collards. I thought they would be more like a cabbage head. They're not. But they are more of a cabbage size, I guess you would say. I've never grown cabbage because my husband didn't like eating it. I think I'm going to grow some next year because, y'all, I didn't think about the fact that that's what you make coleslaw, and a lot of salads have cabbage in it. I just didn't think about that. So I'm going to grow some cabbage next year. But in the meantime, I'll probably be sticking to the Georgia collards for now on. I probably won't be getting any more Morris heading ones because just look at the size difference. Now, it's beautiful still, but look how small it is compared to this one. Well, that's actually 2, I think. Yeah, that's 2. But look at that one compared to that one. The leaves are just smaller on the Morris heading. Okay, here's a good one, a good example. Georgia collard, Morris heading collard, and this has 2 heads on it. This one does. This one just has 1. See the difference? The leaves are much smaller. They're shaped more like a fan, kind of wide but short, compared to the collard green leaves that are longer, just bigger. So I prefer that. That's what I'm used to. So that's what I'll be growing from now on. But I have enjoyed growing both of them. This has been very, very, very enlightening season. Learning, you know, these things got down to 18 degrees. They froze, thawed out, and kept growing. That was amazing for me to see. So yeah, I'll be continuing to grow collards. Come on around the bend. This is where it gets interesting, y'all. I got some red leaf lettuce here. red romaine leaf lettuce. These aren't doing too much, and I don't really know why. Anyway, they're still alive, so I'm gonna keep them there. They haven't bolted, so I'm gonna let them go, and I'm gonna probably just start eating the little leaves off of them because they're edible. They probably taste good like that. But that's what that is, red leaf romaine. Y'all know what this is? If you watch my shorts, you know. There's a bee, y'all. There's a bee. Can y'all see that? Oh, welcome to the garden. Don't get too close to me though, because I might run. Anyway, back to what I was saying. These are tender green mustards. If you watch my shorts, you know that. I was trying to figure out what they were. I put a sweet salad mix here. Nothing came up with these. I was eating them like salad by themselves, me and my family, and we did not like it. It was like a spicy, oniony flavor. And now I know why. They're mustard greens. They're not meant to be eaten by themselves like that. They're meant to be eaten in a mix, you know, or cooked with collard greens or something like that. And if I had realized what they were, I would have done that and we would have enjoyed them better. But anyway, you live and you learn. I said I wasn't going to grow these anymore, but I changed my mind. I'm going to grow them and I'm going to use them differently. I'm going to use them the way they should be used because they grew really well. They froze and thawed out and came back too. But as you can see now, they've bolted. They've gone to seed. And someone left a comment on one of my shorts when I was saying that I was going to get rid of these. They said, let it go to seed and use the mustard seeds to make mustard or for cooking. And I never thought about that, y'all. My mind was blown when they said that. I was like, what? So if I have time, before it's time for me to clean this out and get ready to put my spring garden in, I will do that. So I'm gonna leave these in place. And as you can see, there's another bee over there. So the bees are enjoying them. So I'm giving them some food. And also I'm gonna see if I can collect some mustard seeds. See if I can cook with them. And I might save a few to grow again next year and try to utilize them differently so that maybe my family can enjoy them. All right, let's go on around the bend. Let's leave these beautiful flowers and go on to the next thing. All right, if y'all watched my video about planting garlic, then you know what this is over here in the corner. I think I put about 7 or 8 garlic plants back here, and they all sprouted pretty quickly after I put them in. And I thought that might be a problem, but the sprouts just continued to grow over the winter. They didn't have any problems with the cold, and they're still looking good. I'm hoping that the bulbs are still developing under the dirt. And because they got to go through that cold time, they should be pretty well developed once it's time to take them out. So they're doing good over there in the corner. These are weeds that I never got around to picking. Apparently they're called henbit. These ones with the purple flowers. I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but I've seen someone else on YouTube saying that they use this in a tea form for its medicinal purposes. And I looked them up, and and it seems like they help with pain and inflammation and arthritis and stuff like that. So I'm not well versed in medicinal uses of plants yet, so I'm not gonna do that. But that's good to know because this weed grows all over my yard every year, everywhere. It's back there. That's what was over here where the carrots were. So if it is something that's beneficial and I can find out how to use it, that's gonna be a free resource for me, y'all. So I'm very interested in learning more about that. Henbit, Henbit, I believe. Look that up, y'all, if y'all have those growing in your yard. All right, on around the corner, this is my broccoli. I was hoping I was gonna be able to taste a little bit of it, but it bolted. Here's another head on here, but I'm sure it's about to bloom too. It just doesn't look, it looks like it's about to bloom. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there because I just want to see what happens, and I'm gonna try to collect those seeds because I want to try to grow broccoli again. I think I know what the problem was with the broccoli. I didn't realize that this half of my garden is shaded during the fall because I never paid attention. I never grew a fall garden, so it didn't really get much sun. I'm sure it couldn't thrive with hardly no sun. So next year I have plans for my broccoli to be able to be in a place that gets sun. So I think I'm going to try to save some seeds from that. We'll see how that goes. I had transplanted some lettuce down here, but as you guys see, a lot of them, I guess I shouldn't have done that because a lot of them died away. A lot of them went away, except for a few. There's one right there that stayed, and that one right there. And that one is actually kind of growing. Very slowly, though. It's growing very slowly. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, I'm just going to leave it there and see what happens. Coming on around the corner, those were my snow peas. They didn't do so well. I think it was too much shade, like I said. And they didn't too much like the Arctic blast. I just left them in place because I want the roots to kind of decay in the soil. And I think they're nitrogen fixers like every other type of pea. So I just left them there. It'll be easier to pull them once I get ready to in spring. They'll be all broke down and stuff like that. So that's what that is. And coming on around the corners and my other broccoli plant that looks like it's gonna bolt too. And the reason I know is because there's so much space between those leaves on that stem. So looks like it's getting ready to bolt as well. But I'm gonna leave it and see what happens. It does have a little head on it as well. Bigger than the other one. It doesn't look like it's about to go to flower. It's still kind of tight. So we'll see. It even has side shoots. There you go. Let's see that. It even has side shoots on it, which makes me excited about trying it again. It really does. But anyway, that's what that is. My broccoli. My celery is right here. It froze and kept growing too. Now some of it was damaged like this. I really need to take this out because this is not looking so good. It's kind of looking gross. Yeah, this one needs to come out. It's kind of rotten. Anyway, ignore that one. Most of them came back and kept growing. Yeah, so I'm gonna let those grow a little bit and I'm gonna harvest that, cut it up and put it in the freezer. And then, do you see these red leaf compared to the other ones? I don't know why these are so much bigger and bushier. They came from the same little pack of 6. I don't know if maybe these like the shade, because that's the only difference, is this is shaded and that over there is not. So maybe that's the difference. Now the leaves aren't that much bigger, but the plant is most definitely much bushier. Anyway, I'm gonna start harvesting from these and start eating them. All right, you guys, remember I told y'all that none of my spinach came up and I thought this was Swiss chard? I don't think this is Swiss chard. I think this is spinach. All along, I've just let this grow the whole season. I haven't came out here and harvested anything off of it. I think that's a spinach plant, y'all. What y'all think? Spinach or Swiss chard? Whatever the case, we got this big one, we got this little one, got a few little ones over here. Yeah, I'm gonna start eating off of that too. That plant right there especially looks really good. All right, on around the corner. That's all for the raised bed. Now let's go to these pots right here. I brought these back here just because I wanted to. I decided to do something else in the front. But all my garlic that I planted in here came up as well very quickly. It's done good throughout the winter. Got a few weeds in there I need to get out. It's done very good. I said I was going to put some sweet potatoes in there with it, but I don't think I want to do that because I didn't get too many big potatoes out of there last time. I really want to put them in the ground so I can get a better harvest. So what I'm going to do is, and actually I'm going to do it pretty soon, I'm going to put a tomato cage in the front of each one of these, and I'm going to put probably about 5 peas around it and let the peas grow up while the garlic is growing. I don't know if they're good companions for each other. We're going to find out. I know the peas will help provide some nourishment to the garlic. Peas don't really have a very extensive root system, and they grow up onto a trellis. So I think that they would work good together. So that's my plan. Of course, it could change at any time because that's part of gardening. But yeah, so that's the garden complete. March garden tour. It's going to be looking completely different in about a month or two. But for right now it's still providing for us, y'all. Still giving us nourishment and joy. So, if you have never grown a fall or winter garden, I really encourage you to do so. Let me turn you around so I can talk to you. So, if you've never grown a fall or winter garden, I really encourage you to do so. It's been such a pleasure. Normally at this time of the year, my garden is so full of weeds that it's overwhelming for me to even think about getting out here and getting it ready for spring. That's not the case this time. There's some weeds in there, yes, but majority of it is plants that I was able to eat off of during the season. So when I get ready to turn it over for spring, it's gonna be so much easier, y'all. It's gonna be easier to turn over. It provided for us throughout the winter and fall. It was a great learning opportunity. I just can't think of any negatives from growing during the fall and winter this year. So if you haven't done it before, think about it. Seriously think about it. And I encourage you to do it. It's been such a pleasure. All right, you guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already so that you can continue to grow with us. We got plenty of plans for this garden. I'm wanting to learn from you. I'm hoping you learn from me. So come on. Let's grow. See you later.